Hey guys, Mega Man NG here, and we are back with another Gotham episode review. Before anyone's wondering, yes, there are 2 more episodes left before the fall finale. After that, we're not going to be getting any new Gotham episodes until January. So if you haven't been catching up on Gotham, now is the time. Anyway, I'm going to be providing my thoughts on this week's episode, A Bitter Pill to Swallow, as well as providing my thoughts on what I liked and disliked about it. So let's get started. Today, as I said, is a bitter pill to swallow, and the plot centers on Gordon having to survive against assassins. Or to be a bit frank, Gordon and Barnes are working their butts off to clean up Gotham. But at the same time, they're also investigating to see if there's any connection with Gallivan, so that way this guy would hopefully maybe go to jail. However, they soon end up feeling the wrath of assassins. Why? Because Theo's sister is in need of an assassin in order to kill Jim Gordon. So the guild decides to send assassins hoping to do so, and they all fail miserably. Only they would bring in Eduardo Flamingo hoping he would succeed. And he didn't succeed either way, and he ends up getting arrested. At the same time, there's also a subplot with Nygma and Cobblepot, and it seems that they're building a buddy-buddy relationship. Now, about that, I really did enjoy the episode, that bit with Nygma and Cobblepot. It seems they're developing a bond of friendship. Or it could be a sign of what is yet to come for the two, since most likely they would work together at some point. I don't know. I don't really know all the answers, but the main gist of it here is that basically it all involved on Gordon and Barnes, which I have to admit, it was a pretty solid episode. It was pretty solid, especially the dynamic of their development. My favorite bit in the episode was when Barnes told Gordon of a flashback of time he had when he served in the army. When he basically had an escapee and he had a gun lodged into his face. And then he didn't want to do it. But the next thing you know, he did. And that's scary. But what was most scary about the episode, and that moment especially, was what he said to Gordon. And he said, and I quote, "There is no line, just the law." And that is scary. And I'm beginning to suspect if Gordon would end up having to cross that line. And he never did. When he confronted Flamingo in the last scene at the end, he had the gun right in his mouth. And he was going to do it. But he showed a bit of restraint, and he didn't. And that is something I did enjoy about it, because it shows that Gordon's human. Although I can't say for the fact that Flamingo ended up killing an officer, which I wonder if they took that a bit too far. I think they did, which is just sad. Because at least now, with only 2 episodes left till the finale, things are already reaching a fever pitch. And as I mentioned, I did enjoy the bit with Gordon and Barnes, and I also mentioned earlier regarding Nygma and Cobblepot. And I really liked the dynamic between the two. It was just an interesting touch. And it was a nice change of pace, especially for both characters. At first, Cobblepot was being a bit jerkish, but as time went on, Cobblepot began to grow on Nygma. And the two, I think, are going to end up becoming fast friends. Because each of them have lost someone. Nygma lost his ex-girlfriend, Cobblepot lost his mother. And in some ways, they ended up becoming broken people. But when they encountered each other, and when Nygma was trying to help him recover, I liked that dynamic. Especially when Nygma started bringing in somebody, hoping that Cobblepot would enact vengeance. Fortunately, by episode's end, he did. And I'm beginning to wonder what it's going to be like for those two later down the road. With only 2 weeks left till the fall finale, who knows? However, if there were any complaints about the episode, it's the fact that Bruce and Alfred are arguing again, despite the fact that Bruce would never do that again. It just came right out of nowhere, and it has to do with the scene when Bruce met Silver at Wayne Manor, hoping to find answers regarding the deaths of his parents. And I doubt that, especially at the end when Silver handed Bruce some sort of item. Whatever the case, it's going to end up making things a little more troubling for Bruce Wayne. And for Alfred especially, and their relationship. Only time will tell. Now, as I've said, this episode, without a doubt, is gory. It's action-packed. It was intensely action-packed from start to finish. Right off the bat, when Gordon confronts that assassin in battle, I knew right off the bat it's going to get crazy. And the craziness kept on going when the assassins just keep on bringing them in. They keep bringing more assassins, and it comes into a shootout. I really did enjoy it. Although, however, these guys must really be desperate if they want Gordon dead. Or rather, in this case, Theo's sister, who at the end scene, when Theo confronted her, he warned her that if she pulls something like this again, he would kill her. This, I feel, is going to ultimately lead to Theo revealing his true colors because, yes, Theo Gallivan is a smart man. On one side, he's a pretty good person, especially in the earlier episodes when Theo and Bruce talked and how they were always friendly and all that. Then the next thing you know, he's psychotic, and he will do whatever it takes to get what is his, even if he has to kill his own family, which is what you're going to happen in next week. Alright, so I think that's not much of a review, but yes, I am really excited for the 2 weeks that are going to be coming, especially the Gotham season finale. So I am going to give this week's review, or rather this week's episode, an 8 out of 10. It is a very good episode, especially with so much action. I really did love it. I really love it a lot. And nice that they brought in another villain of Batman mythos, Eduardo Flamingo, who is an assassin. But the weird thing is that this guy is freaky. I'm not going to say anything else about it. I recommend looking up Eduardo Flamingo, and you'll find out for yourself just how sick this guy is. He's an assassin, yes, but he's a very sick assassin, as in psychotically. And I also did like the dynamic between Gordon and Barnes, and they show their continuing development. I really do like that. Although I'm beginning to question Gordon's sanity. Because I think by this point, he may have reached the breaking point, but who knows? So like I said, I give this an 8 out of 10. It was a great action-packed episode. It was a gory one, so anyone that has weak stomachs, I recommend not watching it. And as well as some good character development for Gordon, Barnes, Nygma, and Cobblepot. However, the only gripe was with Bruce and Alfred. That's my minor gripe when clearly Bruce should be listening to Alfred instead of being disobedient to him. But that's just a minor complaint because overall, it was just a very good episode. I enjoyed it. I liked it. Although the death with Parks, the officer at the end, was a bit too far. I wondered if they went too far. It was very striking, and I mean that literally. But who knows? Anyway, that's it for this week's review. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please be sure to hit the like button. I always say it all the time, but I hope you guys do so because more is always good. And I hope you guys look forward to next week's episode. And after the fall finale, there won't be any more Gotham reviews until I think either January or February. Who knows? Only time will tell. Alright, that's about it. This is Mega Man NG, signing off. Peace out.